I'm Angie Berkey, and this is What She Said, a podcast about the things women talk about when we're finally telling the truth. Let's get into it. Welcome back to What She Said. And today, I'm just absolutely delighted to introduce all of you to somebody who is so dear to me and somebody that I have been sitting in deep sisterhood with for several years now. And she has just become one of the most special people to me. And you will learn all about why while we're talking today. The way that she is just emanates from her. And I think you all will have the opportunity to experience that as well. So this is my friend B. Hi, darling. How are you? It's so wonderful to
Wonderful.
see you, connect in with you.
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am so excited that I am getting to have all these juicy conversations with women in my life that I love because it's people like you that have been the inspiration for me to want to start What She Said and to be having these conversations with all of the incredible women in my life that I just know that the world would benefit from hearing from. So I'm doing fantastic. And I wanted to connect in with you because you have so many things that are going on in your world at a time in your life when I think oftentimes people will make the assumption that at whatever age you are, and you don't need to disclose, but like you're at a point in your life where a lot of people think, oh, maybe I'll be slowing down, maybe I'll be sliding into things that are just a little bit of a slower pace. And whereas I find you to be somebody who is just diving more deeply into things that are juicy and exciting and expansive and that really make your heart sing. And so I thought it would just be really interesting to kind of speak on that particular topic because you have a lot of really interesting things that you are doing right now. So maybe tell us a little bit about the things that are feeling really alive for you in your world these days.
Well, I've been writing. I have a substack called B's True Verse, Free Verse. And I just write poetry. It's about women. It's about the patriarchy. It's about the social injustices that I see in the world. It's just a way for me to process. I've had a few strokes, so it's a lot for me to process all the
Yeah,
information that's coming in and trying to learn, like, the history of it all too. So it's just been a lot to process, and writing just helps me, like, move it through my body and,
yeah.
like, consolidate it and make it into a visual that I can carry and can keep. Because I'm more visual based now after my stroke, so I see things in, yeah, colors and paintings and whatever. So
Yeah.
I just see things a little different now.
Totally. And for those, we will make sure to link to your Substack in the show notes, but Bee's poetry is so powerful. And so I just wanted to put a plug in for that for those that maybe haven't seen it. She also has done some cross publication between her own Substack and the What She Said Substack. And I just light up every time I get the opportunity to read what she's writing, both on hers and on our pages, because it's just so deeply resonant. It's called Bee's Free Verse, True Verse. And what I want to say is like reading your writing, it just feels true. It hits true. It hits so deeply, like within my system when I read something that you've written that is so resonant with me. And the way that you are able to express yourself through the written word is just so amazing. And to know that you have cultivated that gift after multiple strokes, the way that you've been talking about, I just feel how extraordinary that must be for you to be able to express yourself through that way. And it's been really fun to watch you blossom into that. So thanks for sharing that particular piece. But yeah, I think you were in the middle of sharing all the things that are lighting you
Yeah.
up these days.
Yeah, I'm writing a book, a story about sisterhood, so, yeah.
It's amazing
that
too.
I'm really lit up about. I went to copyright it. I did all the paperwork and turned it in, but I filled out the paperwork wrong. So,
Oh,
yeah. But
you
it
can do it again.
turned out perfect because I noticed that I had some editing I needed to do, definitely. So, yeah, it worked.
Perfect. That's beautiful.
Everything happens in its own time.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Don't we know it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But, and I'm starting to garden, which has been just so fantastic for me.
Yeah.
And I do some volunteering for a local candidate here in Missouri. So, yeah.
Getting very politically involved. What's in your garden this season, Dee?
I have squash and zucchini and tomatoes and basil and sage.
Nice. That's
I got some
beautiful. Gardening is such a meditative activity for folks who
mhm.
really enjoy it. Do you find it to be that way?
Yeah, yeah, I really do. It's so satisfying to see things grow, that you
Yeah.
cultivate and you care for, and yeah, just a different
Yeah.
just a different type of nurturing, you know?
That's exactly right. You have nurtured children throughout your life. You're
Mhm.
nurturing many of your sisters these days in terms of sisterhood. I know that I'm not the only one that you provide really enriching advice to and just are such an amazing source of wisdom for me and for so many others. And now
Aw,
to cultivate your garden and your words and all of those things, I just think you're such a nurturer and it just comes through in your spirit so clearly.
thank you so much, but yeah, it's it's a lesson in patience also,
Yeah.
so I'm not the best at patience, I'll be honest.
Who is?
But, it's a good lesson in patience,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely, for sure. You also mentioned to me that you are kind of having a new arc with maybe parenthood or parenthood of a certain type in this second season of your life too. So
Yeah,
it sounds to me like you've got some nurturing to do of another human in your home now these days.
yeah, yeah, my partner's son moved back in, and, we've been child-free for a few years now, but he just graduated, college, and,
Okay.
yeah, he's right by his work,
Yeah.
so, yeah, it just worked out perfect, so,
How is that
yeah.
having somebody in the home after like you said, it's been a few years?
It it's nice, actually.
Yeah.
It's nice. He's a grown man. We don't treat him like a
Sure.
kid, he is what he is, and, I let him know if I'm cooking dinner or if he's on his own. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. As I think about the fact that my son will be heading off to college in about a year from now, a little bit later this summer, it'll be a year from now. And I think so much about what it's going to feel like to have everything be so quiet. And so when you were like, this idea of kind of having them kind of come back again. And I think about that
Yeah.
when he was younger. I remember saying to him, like, when you go to college, you go to college. Like, you're not, you won't be coming back home.
No.
But the closer I get to that time, of course, I'm like, well, if he
Yeah,
needs to come back home, of course, right? Like that is
yeah,
absolutely fine, but it's one of those things where now I'm like, I might want some noise back in the home again after a few years of such eerie silence.
yeah, and right now with the economy and the
Yeah.
student loans he had to take out, it's unrealistic for him to be trying to find a house, and yeah.
Yeah.
He just is working on his first job, real job, grown-up job,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
So, I think people place unrealistic expectations on kids nowadays. I mean, with everything that's going on, it just
Yeah.
yeah,
There
yeah,
is a lot going on in the world,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
is a really different season to parent in than maybe even perhaps the first time that you were parenting your own kiddos when they were younger growing up. It's just different today. And we don't have a book. We don't have something to tell us how to do all of this and how to approach it. And we're just all feeling our way in the dark with it. And just like our kids are, everybody's doing the best that they can with what they have in the frame of reference they're bringing into the world.
Right. Yeah. And, just coming out of college, that's a lot.
It is. I remember feeling like that was one of the most exciting times of my life, but then when I really got out, it also felt like one of the most isolating times of my life because I'm like, now what? I've always known I'm going to go to school and I'm going to get through all of this. And then you get out and you're suddenly like, okay, now you do all the things on your own. I went to a college where like I ate at the school. Like now I have to go grocery shopping and cook for myself and pay all these bills and time
Yep.
everything out and buy furniture and all the things. And it was just like, wow, like really, no matter how soft of a transition my parents tried to provide me or the college that I went to tried to provide me, it just kind of felt like, okay, now you're on your own in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's kind of where we went wrong,
Say more.
Hu humans are supposed to be community.
Mm,
They are we are wired for community, and this lifestyle here in the US especially, but Western lifestyle is just so much about individualism and,
yeah.
independence and bootstrapping it up and all the things, and that's really not the way we're meant to be. It just isn't. History has
No.
shown us that much, and I don't know, it seems
Yeah.
like we're not learning from history. We're instead rushing right on into the future without even looking.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's one of the things that really strikes me about the story that you're writing, Sisterhood story. What I love about the parts of it that I've had the opportunity to read is that it really does highlight just that in terms of community and connection and how we all are meant to be living in a way that is symbiotic with our environment around us, with the earth, the world, and with the people that are in our sphere. And it's like reading some of the things that you have written takes me through this remembrance of what it means to be a person in this world in connection with other people. And I know our sisterhood experience, the one that you and I have been on the journey of together in recent years, just that sense of lifting one another up and being there through trials and tribulations and the good and the bad
ebbs
and the
and
challenging.
flows. Yeah,
Yeah, all of that,
all of
and
it.
your writing really reflects so much of that.
Yeah. It's an interwoven realm
Yeah,
and story, and that's the way we were meant to be.
yeah,
We're stewards,
we
not
are.
overlords, you know.
Stewards, not overlords, yeah, that's really beautiful. Tell me a little bit about the process when you're writing, when you are developing story, characters, poems, all of those things. Tell me how that process works for you. I know that a lot of people in your life have been inspirations to you for some of the characters that come alive in your storytelling. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would just love to hear a little bit more about that process for you.
Um, well, whenever I do my poetry, it's like an image will be in my mind, and like the Amazon versus Amazon. Does the Amazon know what Amazon is? And I just kind of build from there. And yeah, it comes, like I said, I am very visual.
Hmm.
So it comes out in pictures, and I try to describe what I'm seeing in my head as I write. So it's like I try to paint a picture with words. Like when I'm
Yeah, and you do. That's the perfect way to describe it, and to read it, it does just become so visual in my mind when I'm reading it as well. It's been so fun to watch you trust and develop your skills as a writer the last few years, because when we were first starting to get to know one another, you were writing, but it was a little maybe less than what you're doing now, or maybe a lot less than what you're doing now. You were also
Yeah.
drawing, and you still
Yeah.
are drawing. You do beautiful artwork. And
Thank
you
you.
also have been going through such a transformation in your own kind of consciousness, spiritual journey as well, your intuitive
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't mind me sharing with the listeners, but I will tell you that this woman is one of the most intuitive people I know. There will be times where I might be traveling and visiting somebody, and she will text me something uncanny about a vision she has just had about me being time and space with this person that I'm visiting, or she will have had a dream the night before about something, and I'll be like, "Wait a minute, you saw this?" And then I, like, will send her a picture of something, and she said, "Yes, that's it." And that's the
Yeah.
object that she
I'll
saw.
never forget that.
I will never forget it, and, like, you have then gone on to draw the things for me, and it's just so meaningful and beautiful to have somebody who is in my corner that is able to be such a witness to my journey, but also you have such wisdom and such strong intuition around things, and so your witchiness is such a gift as well, and to see you go
Yeah.
through this process of trusting yourself and your gifts with writing and drawing and intuition,
Yeah.
magic, whatever you're doing, it's just so amazing. And I feel like I have seen you come to a place of trust with those things for yourself. And I guess I'm curious, do you experience it that way as well?
Well, I try to think of everything as magic, you
Mhm.
know? It's a creation, and all of that is magic. And
It
what
is.
we put out into the world and what we take away, all of it. And yeah, it's been a lot of processing, you know,
Mhm.
because I was so, whenever I was learning after my stroke, after my second one, especially because I lost my words and
Mhm.
I had aphasia really bad, and where my words get stuck and they just between brain and mouth, it won't come out, and or it comes out all backwards. And so I was very outward facing and trying to absorb the world that way in
Mhm.
every way. I think an infant would, you know? I was just a sponge for everything, trying to learn and trying to catch up and understand what was going on around me. And,
Mhm.
so then I came to a place where, you know, I with therapy and speech and occupational and all the things, I was able, you know, to move forward and get get to a place where I could heal. It just took time.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes time. And I just I've had to trust in that and just believe that I was meant to be here for a
Mhm.
reason. And, you know,
Yeah.
here I am.
And we're
Telling my
so lucky and
story.
so grateful that you are. Yeah, I get that. I'm feeling like I can see a dot being connected between the process you had to go through in the aftermath of your strokes. Like you were just discussing about learning the words and slowing down and being patient with yourself, and that process of, in this season of your life, also learning to trust yourself slowly and surely and understand that these things that are coming alive for you with your gifts of all sorts are also things to be trusted, but to allow yourself some time and some grace to develop them and to keep
Mhm.
practicing and to keep iterating and to doing all of that. And it's just so beautiful. One of the things that I feel from you a lot of time is just permission to be gentle with myself I
Yeah,
think that you are so good at modeling that for others, even if maybe you don't always feel like you're that way with yourself. You also just really have a way of encouraging that sort of permission and that love of and gentleness with self that is just so beautiful and so needed. A lot of the times as women, we are very hard on ourselves, and that is really difficult to condition out of us.
very much so. And it's, like I said, learning patience and having patience for ourselves and realizing that we are our own best friend and we need to be our own advocate and cheerleader and best friend and lover and all the things. We can't expect other people to fill in the holes.
Yeah.
You have to be whole, you know?
When do you think you learned that? Lately?
Still
Like, have
learning
you
it.
always known? Yeah. Okay. Still
Still
learning.
learning it.
Yeah. What period of your life do you feel like looking back on now? Which period, decades, whatever, have been the ones that have taught you the most and the ones that have been the most pleasurable?
The most pleasurable ones have been the last 10 years.
This decade you're living. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm 57.
57.
So
Okay. Yeah.
the last decade has been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in that decade with you. I mean, I'll be 50 this year, and I would agree this is the one for me too, probably.
Yeah.
What about the ones that have taught you the most?
Hmm. That's a hard one because I have holes in my memory. So I don't,
That's true too. Yeah. Yeah.
so, um, but probably when my youngest was a teenager
Yeah.
and just going through that for the first time, even though I had already been through it with my older ones, but I was having to relearn everything. So yeah, we learned
Mhm.
together. Yeah,
Right?
we did. Yeah,
Yeah. I think that so often if we think about ourselves when we were like in our 20s, thinking that that was going to be just like the golden years, right? Like this is the best, like the youthful times of our 20s or 30s. And then if we would have told those versions of ourselves that this decade,
this
50s,
time.
this is the
Yeah.
time. Do you think we would have even believed it?
No,
And we
no.
wasted so much time being
So
so
much
hard on ourselves.
energy.
Yeah. If you could go
Yeah.
back to that version of yourself, what would you want her to know?
Chill out.
Chill out.
Just chill out. You'll be all right. It's all
Absolutely.
good,
Yeah,
you know? Uh,
absolutely. Do you feel like you
uh,
have learned a lot about yourself in terms of the things that you maybe in the past would have tolerated, but today, I'm not gonna tolerate this, or I'm not going to apologize for that sort of stuff?
yeah. I have not much of a filter because I'm at this point where if you're gonna lie to me, just don't even bother. Just
Yeah.
walk away. Save
Yeah.
a post time, you know? I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, dishonesty, not
Mhm. Not a real big fan of that, and I'm seeing a whole lot of it everywhere.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's everywhere, it's in our culture. This is what's leading you to your political kind of volunteerism right now, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, canvassing, doing phone making, all the
Yeah.
things that I never would have ever seen myself doing before, but here I am.
How is that going? How is it? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, yeah, I did the booth at Pride Fest, so got a lot of volunteer signups, so
That's
that was
awesome.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a few people donate, so that was great.
You mentioned canvassing. Are you doing kind of going door to door and doing that type of thing right now?
I haven't yet, but we have that planned for Thursday. So,
Thursday. Wow.
yeah,
I always think canvassing I live in Denver, so it could be maybe a little bit less difficult depending on who I'm canvassing for, right? Certain areas would probably be pretty on board with the things that I might be canvassing for. But I wonder for you, I mean, obviously, Missouri is a state that is quite politically probably different from
Red.
your leanings.
Yeah,
So, what do you
very
anticipate
Republican.
you'll run into with the canvassing on Thursday?
Um, well, I really don't have any expectations
Mhm.
other than to try to meet them where they're at and ask them the questions and
Yeah.
ask them even if they're going to vote and
Yeah.
what their concerns are and all that kind of thing. On a person to person level, we really do have a lot in common,
Yeah.
you know? It's just programming and deconstruction
Yeah.
needs to take place. And being willing to do that in the first place is an enormous step. So I try to have grace for that,
Yeah.
and not make them feel like they need to be defensive of their beliefs.
I think that's the point, right? Like, I think the way that you just stated all of that was so beautiful because you try to meet them where they're at. You try to get curious and just ask questions. Don't make assumptions. And having grace to just know that we can have differences, but let's focus on the areas that we are more similar than
Yeah.
different. I think is a huge lesson that I would really like to see be the loud message more often than it is these days. Because I think that when we are hyper fixated on our differences, that is really the only thing we're going to breed more of is differences and polarization.
Well, that's what they're counting on, you
Yeah.
know? Distraction.
But if we
So,
can lead with like curiosity and kindness and shared humanity and
yeah,
all of that.
we all need to unlearn things and we all need to learn things. So,
At every age and at every
every
stage.
cycle.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. Even
Beautiful
even
reminder
where I'm at, you know,
where we all
almost
are.
60. I'm still learning. I'm still going through
Absolutely.
the process.
Yeah.
So,
We never stop.
it's- mm,
At
yeah.
least I don't wanna ever stop.
No, me neither. I always want to be curious. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is the point, and that is the part that can keep us in community, right? In connection. Those are the
Yeah.
ways because it's very easy to be divisive,
Yes.
but it's also not that hard to not be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Mm.
give yourself the room to breathe and ease into it.
That's right. That's right. Sis, it's so good to chat with you and just to slow down and end my day this way. It's been such a hectic day, and to step into space with you, it just calms my nervous system and makes me breathe a little bit more deeply and smile a lot more too.
Yeah. I've had a smile on my face since we started. So,
I know, same. Yeah. It's just great to
mm,
share time and space with you, and I'm so grateful that you were willing to come on and have this conversation. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Mm.
Anything from my end.
Aw,
I love you
thank
so
you.
much, girl.
I love you so much, and I am just so grateful for the way that you have kind of stepped in and been willing to walk alongside me as I've been trying to stumble through what steps we're gonna be taking to bring what she said, to light, and I'm just excited to keep being on the same path with you as we keep moving forward in all of this. So I'm just so grateful for you. And you're such a gift to me and to the world. And I just am so happy to know you. Love you so
Thank
much.
you. I love you. You're
Mm,
a gift to me. Love you.
heart. Love you, sis. Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. It's been so great to share a little bit more time with you this week and let you into the inner relationships of my life and this one being so dear to me. So thank you all. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. If today's conversation stayed with you, share it with someone you love or leave us a review. And if it sparked a story of your own, I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you next time on What She Said.